Hello, everybody. Welcome to Plush Magic. Hello, hello. Yes. All right, guys. So I'm coming to you live from my Kia Soul again. The heat is on, so good right now because it is winter here. Winter is coming. It's cold. But I still cannot trust my family, so here I sit in my car. Whatever. We have a very interesting episode today. We are going to be talking about the Dybukk box, and it's been discussed. I've seen it discussed a lot of times in different podcasts and different shows, YouTube videos, whatever. So basically, I'm gonna kind of tell you guys the basic story of the Dybukk box, and then me and Rain are gonna talk about some things that we think about as psychic readers, as mediums, and how we feel about other curse boxes. So that's what we're gonna go with this one. Going forward on our podcast, me and Rain are going to swap stories. So basically, I'm not going to know what she's saying to me and vice versa. So it's going to be a surprise for both of us, and it's going to be really... So you guys stay tuned for weird. I like being surprised. I hope you guys like being surprised too.
It's definitely going to be mystical and magical and exciting on this podcast.
I'll go with the magical and mystical, just not anything else. I don't like the creepy. As much as I like ghosts and as I like, like unsolved mysteries and disappearances, I don't want to be the one that disappears. I just want to be the one that talks about it. So I want to make that clear. Aliens or whatever, don't come get me.
You're not getting abducted anytime soon.
So. I don't think they want me. They don't want this trash panda energy. I think I'm okay.
No, they don't want it. Nope.
Okay, so the Dybukk box. I'm gonna start. It really began like the original owner, well, not the original owner, but the one that made the post. Okay, so basically there was an eBay post that was made, and kind of off subject, a lot of eBay posts about a lot of cursed objects, and into that after we get into the story, but basically there was an eBay post, and that's kind of what started this whole thing with the Dybukk box and people having knowledge of it, and the stories that came after it. So this guy made an eBay post, okay, about selling an old wine box, and he stated that it was cursed, okay, and his name was Kevin Mathis. So back in around 2001-ish, Mr. Mathis, call him I said Mathis. Oh my god, I'm already messing up. Manis. It's been a long day, y'all. It's been so long. I've been working. This podcast is kind of late. I didn't mean it for it to be this late, but holiday season and I'm a retail worker, which automatically makes me a Grinch. So Mr. Manis went to an estate, okay? At the estate, there was a lot of like furnishings and things for sale. He was a furniture refurbisher, so he owned a business refurbishing furniture. So it makes sense that he would go to this estate to look for old furniture that he could restore to sell back into his business, that kind of thing. So makes perfect sense while he is there. I've never been to I don't know if you have, Rain, but I've never been to an estate where somebody died and then they're just selling all their stuff.
I have.
You have?
I have. I do. I did buy some furniture at an estate sale after the lady did pass away.
Oh, we were talking about that because I was picking up energy from some of the things that you got from the estate.
Yeah.
That old lady that was attached to some of the furniture. So basically, this is the same thing. That could be a whole other podcast, by the way, guys. But I mean, for the basic principles, it is the same thing. So yeah, you totally did. You went and you bought like the dresser and all those things, and
Yeah, but what happens if I did buy a box, though? I mean, I bought boxes in the past from estate sales, so maybe I might be not doing that.
yeah, I would stay away from any enclosed boxes of like mysterious origins. So anyway, yeah. Manus goes to this estate, okay, and there's a lot of things for sale, okay, and for some reason, this old little tiny wine box is the thing that catches his eye, okay, and he wants to buy this wine box, and the granddaughter of the woman that passed away, and by the way, she passed away at 103, which I would love to. I don't know. Would you like to live to 103? I like going back and forth on that. Like, do I want to be that old? Like, at the same time, they like considered it like, oh my God, she lived to 103, and I don't know if that statement is like, wow, she lived to 103, or God bless her, she had to live till she was 103. Like, I'm not sure.
That's really a long time.
It's a really long time. But her granddaughter says to Manus, my grandmother passed away. She was 103. And she brought this wine box with her. She did tell Manus that she was a Holocaust survivor. Her grandmother was a Holocaust survivor, and that she had escaped the Holocaust, but she had lost like pretty much her family during that time. She was a sole survivor, so she lost her daughter, her sons, her husband, her parents, like all the important people in her life she had lost, and then she had escaped to Spain and purchased this wine box in Spain, and then brought it with her when she came back to the United States. So he was like interested in the box, bought the box, okay, and then when she saw that he had bought the box, she said, well, I just need to tell you that you should never open this box. And he was like, why shouldn't I open this box? I bought it, I should do whatever I want with it, and she tells him that his grandmother or her grandmother used to keep it in a sewing room where she was. So basically her grandmother had this little tiny sewing room, and the box was never too far from her. It always stayed near her, and always out of reach of other people. And when her granddaughter asked her, what's up with the box, her grandmother literally got very serious at that moment. She literally spit a few times. Like she was like, "Puh, puh, puh. There's a dimp in that box." Kind of like, I don't know if that's what her grandmother sounded like, but I'm just gonna be like, that's it. That's her voice now. There's a dimp in that box. Do not open it, my child. Whatever. So for all of you that don't know what a Dybukk is, it's a Jewish spirit that is wandering the earth. It's a malicious spirit that can possess people. It causes harm, basically. We have
very malevolent.
Yeah, very malevolent spirit. So he is like, okay, whatever, crazy granddaughter, whatever. But then the granddaughter goes on to say, but grandmother requested to be buried with that box, but the Jewish Orthodox said that that's not a good thing for our religion, so therefore we're not going to do it. So we decided we couldn't do it. And he felt really bad at that moment. He tried to give the box back. Like, this is a sentimental value thing. Like, I shouldn't take this. You guys should keep it. It meant something to her. And then the girl was like, no, take the box. You already bought it. You're going to take it. Get off. get out of my real estate, go. You bought it, it's yours. You know, and that kind of concerned me, and I was like, oh my God, why is she pushing this crazy box on me? But he didn't care. He took the box, he took it back to his refurbishing place, put it in the basement to get worked on later on, and then kind of left. So he left, he went back to his, I didn't really look up where he lives. Okay, he lives somewhere. So he went back to his house, and left the sales associate there to watch the store while he was gone. And then, like, I think he says, like, 30 minutes later, the sales associate calls him, and she's like manically crying, screaming, saying that somebody broke into the store. They're cursing, they're yelling downstairs. Glass is like shattering all downstairs. The doors are locked. She can't get out. She's freaking out. She's like, man, let's get here right now. And he like runs to the store. He gets there, and as soon as he gets, she's like, the fuck out. Which, kudos to her.
I would too.
Yeah, like she got the fuck out.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm out of here.
Right. Boss is here.
I'm not coming back.
Right, shit's going down. Goodbye, Moses. He just left and did not come back. So,
well, I can see why.
take notes from that girl, because nothing happened to her. Like, just saying. Out of this whole
Wow, she must have protected. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out of this whole story, she's the one person that was just like, I'm here. And you don't hear no stories about her. Nothing happened to her. She was like, she knew when it was time. So,
So listen to her intuition. Said, I'm out of here.
yeah, you guys listen to your intuition. If something feels bad, it's bad. So anyway, he starts to go down the stairs towards this, because noise is still going on at this point. There's still glass breaking, you know, whatever. Nobody's in the store upstairs, so he's going downstairs to go to this workshop, and he's imagining there's going to be somebody in there, you know, that he's going to have to deal with. And he is hit with this overwhelming smell of like cat piss, cat urine. And,
wow.
And I don't,
Ew.
yeah, gross. Because I don't know if y'all have cats, had cats, know about cats, been around a crazy cat lady that had 10,000 cats that smelled like this, but it's bad. It's gross and
Yes.
it's bad. I've met many an old crone that has come into my store buying 20 bags of cat food that has smelled like this, and it is not a pretty smell.
Yeah.
So he goes downstairs, he gets hit with that smell, and he's like, ew, gross. I don't even own a cat. What is this? And then into the basement, and like the light bulbs above in the ceiling have all fallen down. They're all literally shattered. There's nobody in the room. It's just the wine box. So it's just the wine box. There's nobody in the room. And it's not like they could have ran past him because he was the only one on the stairs. So it's not like they escaped. You know what I mean? There was no explanation for it. So he's just like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. But he still doesn't, for some reason, does not think that it's the wine box. For whatever reason, he doesn't think that it's that. So he cleans it all up, goes about whatever, you know, and he starts refurbishing the wine box because he wants to give it to his mother as a present, as a birthday present. So he's like cleaning up the wine box, and he actually opens the wine box finally to clean it out to do whatever he needs to do. And he finds all these crazy objects in there. He finds a wheat penny in there. He finds a lock of hair in there, and he finds this crazy ass candle with these octopus looking legs in there. And
Octopus leg.
yeah, like it's got like the little tentacle kind of thing stand going on at the bottom.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he finds this like kind of plaque looking thing that has like Jewish words written on it, but he doesn't know what the Jewish words mean. I think he does kind of like go to try to find out what they mean, and like I think I think he finds out it means like peace or something on there, something to do with like peace. And he decides that maybe the contents of the box need to be returned to the owner. So he actually contacts the granddaughter at some point. He calls her and he says, hey, I found all these things in this box. Do you want it back? She was just like, you opened the box? Why would you open the box? No, I don't want anything back. And like, she just hangs up the phone. So she pretty much doesn't want anything to do with him at this point. Like, he's already done fucked up as far as she's concerned.
Well, I can see why. You opened the can of worms.
If somebody tells you not to do something, sometimes you need to listen. I don't know if this is some...
Don't open the box, but I gotta open the box.
I don't know if this is like some male energy, because they're stubborn. I might be...
I think so. I've seen other people do something like that somewhere.
Right. I don't know if this is like some sexist comment, and I'm sorry, male energies, if you think that I'm saying that, but you guys do tend to be like, whatever. I showed you. I don't believe I don't believe none of this crap, you know. And then all of a sudden, you got cat pee and light shattering. So anyway, he's just saying, you don't want cat pee. It's nasty.
If you want cat pee, open the box.
Like, out of all of the things that happen with this box, that is the most disgusting thing to me for some reason. Like, there's like so many horrendous things that happen with this box, but for some reason, I'm just like stuck on cat urine. I
think that is pretty bad.
I'm like, like, that is the one thing I'm like, gross, nah.
I mean, like, literally, you can't, like, wash it off. It, like, stays there
like, you're
forever.
just stuck with it. It's like, it's in you now. It's like a part of your life. It's awful. Yeah. Like, no. So
you just gotta throw the shit away and move on.
So he cleans up the box and he does eventually gift it to his mother. So he's like, happy birthday to you. Have a cat urine box. So he gives it to his mom. And then as soon as his mom receives the box, she actually has a stroke. She has a stroke as soon as she receives this thing. So she gets the wine box. She has a stroke. She ends up in the hospital. She cannot talk. Like, she loses the ability to speak at this point when she has this. The only thing she can do is point to letters, to spell out letters. So she's literally trying to tell her son to get rid of the box at this point. So she literally says, like, no gift to him. And then she spells out hate gift. So he's just like, and again, sorry guys, gonna do this male energy thing. He's like, guess she doesn't like my birthday present, and takes the box. It just takes the box away. Like, okay. Like, she was really trying to scream at him, like, oh my God, something was horrible with this box. And he was just like, well, guess it'll just try to get her some slippers next time. She didn't like my present. He just took the present. So he starts trying to gift it to other people. Like, he tries to give it to his sister. She returns the box. Tells,
bro, ain't nobody want that box. You keep trying.
Right. So he gives it to his sister, and I guess his sister, well, she had a husband at the time. So the husband said that he smelled jasmine, which is really weird. So he smelled jasmine flowers every time he was near the box, but she smelled cat urine every time she was near the box. So she was like, get rid of the goddamn cat urine box. So she gives it back to him. And then he, in turn, gifts it to his brother. So he's like,
he wasn't trying to kill his whole family, wasn't he?
He's trying to hot potato this thing. He gives it to his brother. His brother also returns it to him, you know. And so, like, at this point, he tried to give it to his mother. Had a stroke and almost died, you know. And then he was just like, it's not the box. So he gives it to his sister, and his sister's like, oh, this thing's fucking freaky. And then he's like, okay, I'll take it back. And then he gives it to his brother, and his brother's like, this thing's got bad juju. And he takes it back. So guess who he gives it to next? Because he is such a loving, caring person. He gives it to his girlfriend. Well, he didn't have a wife, but he had a girlfriend. So he gives it to his girlfriend as a gift. A Merry Christmas, babe. Want a cat urine box? Like, gives it to her. So a few days go by, and she's like, this creepy as shit. And she gives it back to him. And she just tells him point blank, you need to get rid of this goddamn box. Like, stop giving it to your family members. Just sell this fucking thing to somebody else. So, like, I think that's when he starts making this post to try to get rid of the box. And then he finally, well, actually, I do want to kind of make a comment. No, he has the box before he sells it. I'm sorry, I'm missing a part of the story. My bad. So he has the box now. So at this point, he has the box. Nobody wants the box. He's owning the box. Now, during the time that he owns the box, he starts getting visited by this, he says it's like an old hag. He says old hag. So I don't know. When I picture an old hag, I just picture with like a wrinkly face and like a big nose and like, I don't know. I don't know what an old hag is, but that's what I picture. Somebody like really crony.
Like,
yeah, like the crone in the episode last week that we talked about, like that crone missing her eyeballs and her hair's all crazy. But
yeah.
So he starts getting like night terrors, and he also smells the jasmine around this time, which is interesting because I think in this whole story there was only 2 people that smelt the jasmine, and it was him and the husband of the sister. So it must be male related that this jasmine scent comes in. So that's like, I never really got any more information on that jasmine part of it, but I did find it interesting that it was only male oriented. Only the males smelt the jasmine. But it is very interesting. Yeah, all the women smelled Capus. So, but the males had they smelled.
Well, that Dybukk must have been really pissed off. I wonder whoever conjured it must have been female.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so weird too because like it also kind of like this is like really weird thing to say, but like you know how like hunters use female deer pee to attract male deers. It reminded me of that. Like, right. Is it like some kind of weird scent that's like that? Like, I don't like.
Or could it be that they probably talked shit to it while it was in the box and he was really pissed off and then he was like, here, smell pee.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it was really like, I was trying to think about why those particular 2 people would only smell the jasmine. But anyway, like, so he's having these night terrors and this old hag is attacking him and he actually wakes up with scratches. Like this thing actually starts like hurting him physically at this point. He tries to put it in his garage outside to like get it out of his house because he's just like, let me just put it somewhere else, not in my house, and maybe I'll get a good night's sleep. But then like the alarms start going off in his garage and he walks in there, it's like full of smoke and it's overwhelming like smell of cat pee comes back again. So like that's just like, I don't know why, but like he said that as soon as he hit the garage door it was full of smoke and there was cat pee everywhere.
Oh, that's great. Crying cat pee.
So he's like, he doesn't want to take the box back to his house, but at this point he's like, you know, if the alarm's going to keep going off in my garage, I can't keep it in there. I'm not going to keep getting up for that reason. So at this point, it's just going to stay with me until I figure it out. So he's exhausted. He comes back in the house. He's full of scratches. He freaking bleeding. He's full of scratches. Things are attacking him at night. He's getting no sleep. So he like plops the box down. He just passes out on the couch with the box sitting right next to him. And he says when he wakes up, he wakes up in the middle of the night and there's something literally just breathing right on his neck, just like right on his neck, like the box is right there. So like at that point he's just like, this thing's got to go. I'm like, this was the straw though, like the breathing, not the cat pee, not the glass bursting, not the scratches on your body, not your mom having a stroke. Like, I went back through this whole thing and I was like, this was the straw that broke.
This was the final straw.
Breathing on my... Too close, lady. You gotta go. I was like, this was that moment for that you were like, had enough. Can't be breathing on my face. Cat pee from a distance. I can tolerate it. You breathing on my face? Too close. Gotta go. So weird. So weird. So he makes the post on eBay and he does eventually find somebody to buy the box. The people that buy the box are actually college students that purchased the box. They purchased the box for Manus. You know, they're like, whatever, got a creepy box, ha 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 ha. But things go terribly wrong, of course, when they purchase the box. They experience the same things that Manus experienced when he owned the box, but on top of that, they started losing their hair. So they actually got very, very violently sick, losing their hair, and these are young kids. And they went to the doctor to be like, you know, what the heck's happening? Do we have like cancer, some radiation, whatever? And the doctor's like, you guys are fine. I don't know what's going on. So like, there's no reason for them to be just like going bald in like college. And it must have sucked for them. Now they're surrounded by the cat urine box and they have no hair. So guess you, I hope they had a really good degree.
I really wonder what made them, what draws you to buy a Dybukk box on.
I mean, I have that question about any cursed object that you see on eBay or anything like that. What goes through your mind where you're just like, man, I wish I could have this cursed thing. God, I just need it in my life. You know, shit's not rough enough in America right now. Cursed box is exactly what I need. He said,
this will bring some excitement to my life. I need a spice of life. He said
cat urine and bodily harm, and I'm in. I do not know. Other than I think that people generally have this want to know. Like, they think that maybe somebody's, you know, lying or whatever, and they're just like... Because people generally have this just like need to know about the other side of life, like the spirits, the demons, that other stuff that they don't understand. That is the only way that I would really validate somebody buying. But even then, I just don't know. Like, you could buy like a statue of Jesus or something. Like, there's so much more prettier things.
Go buy the toast of Jesus.
Like, there's so much more blessed objects that maybe you could purchase. I don't know if I would go for like the this one tried to kill my baby, like box, but whatever. So they buy the box, all this bad stuff happens to them, like their hair's falling out, now they're ugly, now they're never gonna get a date. Right. Like, I just picture Smeagol. Just my precious white box. You know, like, that's what I picture every time. Every time I write about their hair falling out, that's what I just automatically picture Smeagol with his hair just all separated and gross and crap, and they're holding the urine Dybukk box, the cat box, and they're like, my precious. So eventually they're like, oh my god, we gotta get rid of this thing. Oh no, duh. Okay. So they end up donating it to this museum owner, and his name is Haxton. So Haxton gets the box from these college students, okay, and then he actually also, as soon as he acquires the box, has similar symptoms, like his hair fall, all that other stuff, but he has even more symptoms where he starts vomiting blood. He's so ill from having this box that he actually starts throwing up blood. And that's like now we're like many people in, so now we can't dismiss the fact that there's something going on with this box. Like there's, you know, like we had the granddaughter, the grandmother, the Manus, the sales associate, now we're here to Haxton, and Haxton's having issues as well, and he actually develops hives as well, like boils and stuff all over his body, like, and he's like, he doesn't know what to do, but he also knows that he can't give it to somebody else. At least this man's smart. Like, I'm not gonna keep passing this toxic thing on. The only smart man in the story is like, it dies with me. Like, he's like, I'm done with this box, this is it. So he contacts Manus and he says, you know, we really need to figure out how we're gonna stop this. You know, this curse needs to stop. Like, figure out more information. I need more information on this box than what I have. I don't have any other information other than what you have. So Manus contacts the granddaughter again, and the granddaughter's like, well, I really don't know any other information other than what I told you, but my grandmother had a cousin who escaped with, I don't know if it was with her, but escaped the Holocaust as well, and her name was Sophia. So you should contact her, and they were around the same age. So he contacts Sophia, and Sophia, she knows a lot about the box. So apparently the grandmother and Sophia purchased the box in Spain, and it wasn't a cursed box in Spain. The box was not cursed in Spain, but they did a lot of seances and things like that to contact spirits when they were younger, for fun. And yeah, me and Rain were talking about this earlier, like, for fun. Like, that's fun. But at the same time, sorry guys. So at the same time, I said that, I mean, I do kind of get this, just because, like, you can literally go to Walmart right now and get a Ouija board.
Yeah, they've been around since the 70s.
And people can literally purchase divination tools anywhere now. Like, that's so readily available. Like, you can get anything anywhere. So you can get Ouija boards and seance materials, like, the drop of a hat right now. Like, it's literally 2-day shipping right to your door in America right now. I think this is important to say, that just because you can get something doesn't mean you should use it.
Exactly. And don't give it to your children. Please don't give it to your children. We understand that it's been around since like the 60s and 70s and kids have been playing them, but it's really
no, because children like to play, but so do demons. So a lot of the time demons will come in the guise as children. So maybe your children are playing with the board going, and then all of a sudden your child's talking to an imaginary friend called Sally or whatever. There actually is a Sally, but we'll get into that some other episode. But like, whatever. And then you're just like, who's that? My imaginary friends. And now you got a buddy. And it's going to cause shit in your house. But your kid's playing with them and they only see them as a child, when in fact they're like a malevolent spirit that is out to cause harm to you. So like, basically what Sonia and this grandmother conjure is that malevolent spirit. It is that demonous malevolent spirit. They conjure it, and now it's causing chaos all over the place. This is when they were younger and they don't know what to do with it. Like, they're trying to figure out what to do with it, causing all this harms to people. They actually think at one point it caused the Holocaust, which I don't think is true, because Hitler caused the Holocaust. Evil man did that. It was not the spirit, but that's how powerful this thing was, that they were just like, we need to get this thing in control. So they trap it inside of this wine box. That is the point. Because when I was reading the beginning of this entire, I was like, how did this, like, okay, like, she was a survivor of the Holocaust. She bought this wine box. I was trying to figure out where the spirit came in, and this is came in, was when they did this.
Well, they did say, I did read up a little bit on a Dybukk box, and it's specifically this story I have heard in the past, but they said that the Dybukk was created during the Holocaust because they were trying to help fight the Holocaust. Basically, a Dybukk is what they said that, I don't know how far that is, but they were saying that Dybukk was used for protection, to protect people from bad things. So during that time, people would probably try anything to protect themselves.
Right, and it was already filled with death and misery, and like that probably was a very easy portal for some evil entity to get in there and be like, I got you, I'll protect you, and then cause more chaos. So, I mean, that's very scary.
I'm just putting it out there. That's what I just read, but I mean, it was the Holocaust.
I mean, that kind of stuff could very well happen. I mean, we get so comfortable in our lives right now, like, and I'm very comfortable in mine, you know, even though, like, I don't have everything, I have what I need. But it, like, really sheds a light on how things can change so rapidly, because, like, these people did have a life where they just had a life, and then all of a sudden these things happen. They were put in concentration camps and, like, tested on and brutalized, and like I don't mean to scare y'all, but, like, things like that could happen like at any time. Like, we just, you never know, and they never knew, you know, and they just had to react how they had to react, you know, and maybe calling on spirits to protect them, whether they were good or evil. It probably didn't matter to them at the time. They just wanted to live. So, like, it's no different than, like, people saying, like, a witch's curse. Like, the witches cursed us because we set her on fire. Well, shit, if you set me on fire, I would curse you too.
Right, but they didn't really have a choice, because, I mean, being the Holocaust, it was like they knew that they could potentially be put in a concentration camp and die. So at that point, I mean, I could see where their mind frame was, as, okay, well, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do some fucked up shit. You know, I'm gonna conjure that spirit to help me protect me. I mean, that really makes sense to be honest.
But regardless, it's not like this woman didn't warn people. So all in all, like, the people that were affected by this box, I don't want to say they deserve what they got, but they should have really listened to the warning of this old woman, because she literally requested the box to be buried with her so that that spirit would die with her. And that initial thing not kept. So, like, you kind of have to think back to the beginning, where she was just like, hey, when I die, this dies with me. This evil dies with me. And they were just like, nah. So they kind of, like, did it to themselves, really, if I were to really say. Like, if I created some crazy ass energy and I was just like, hey man, when I die, guys, this has got to go with me, and then everybody was gonna ignore it and just do whatever the hell they want, I can't control that. I'm dead. Oh, y'all get what you get, basically, at that point. But I know eventually, who's the main guy in Ghost Hunters? I know his name's Zach. So eventually the Ghost Hunter guy, Zach, does eventually purchase he has the Dybbuk box in a museum that you can actually go visit now. And it's in Las Vegas.
I should go check it out.
You better wait till
they do say, okay, they do have a warning when you go in there, though. They do make you sign all that. And it's a liability they make you sign when you go into that museum. It is said, though, that box makes you feel like power, gives you fear. It makes you feel all sorts of different types of way. But the most common thing they say that when you go and see the box is that it does make you feel
Zach
powerful.
Actually had an episode where he was going to open that box, but at the end of the episode, he was like, I'm not going to open this. And then he just ended the episode, and then like a lot of people were upset at him for opening it up. Like, and I'm not upset at him not opening it up. He was just like, I felt really bad energy and I just decided that it was not a good idea. And I just decided to end the episode because it wasn't a good idea, and I respect him for that, because he could have just continued this verse on and on and on. And instead he just encased it, and you can go see it, but I'm not mad at him for that. Like some people are. They're like, he should have opened the box. What? To get sick? For shit to happen? So you guys can be more validated by pain? Like, it's just like, no. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but the cat urine thing's enough for me. Like, you want to go visit, if you want to go visit his museum and it smells like cat urine, that would be crazy. So, but there have been a lot of people that have visited Zach's museum that have passed out from the energy going on in there, because he has literally collected many, 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 many objects. It's like Ed and Lorraine Warren. They also had a museum where they have a lot of cursed objects in there as well that they collected. And when you visit places like that, it's very high energy. So you do have to be prepared when you're going into a place like that. If you're a skeptic, and a lot of times he said that skeptics would come in there and they would be the ones that pass out. Well, if you're not ready, if you're just not ready, if you're a skeptic, I feel like they prey on the people that are weaker and are not energetically like armed.
Yep, if you don't believe,
like you have to be energetically armed. Like you have to picture yourself with that light shield and that sword or whatever you're going in there with. You have to arm yourself when you're going against bad energy. You're coming into a place that's surrounded, like literally a museum like that is like has that energy in it. They're collecting it there. You have to go in there knowing that you have to protect yourself. And if you're going in there thinking that nothing can get me, whatever, this is all bullcrap. Yeah, no, because I'm telling y'all now that bad energy exists. It exists. It exists, and it can harm you. It can harm you. It does it to people every day, and they don't even think about it. They just think that it's like, I just got a bad rap. Things are just happening to me. Everything's bad. It's like, I don't understand why everything's so bad and negative in my life. Well, sometimes it's just negative energy that's attached to you that you just can't, because you can't see it because you don't believe it exists. And it's going to continue feeding off you because you don't believe it exists. And it exists. Yep. It exists. And they will feed off of people like that are just like they just don't know. They just don't know, and they don't.
It's always the ones that are always like, oh, you have to find some scientific belief or whatever, get down to the root cause of it. And I don't believe that this stuff is real. Yep. It's always those ones who always have some type of possession, some type of attachment, some type of demon or entity rooting their life somewhere down in their path, and then they're like trying to overlook everything, and then they're like, oh, I still don't believe. At the end of the day, we're like, oh, well, you do have a
Right?
entity following you or attached to you or trying to possess you or trying to ruin
I
your
can't
life
explain to you guys
day.
how many times I've had so many skeptics come to me and be like, whatever, I don't think you're real, but tell me blah 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 blah. And like I said, me and Rain are mediums. You guys can look us up on our Facebook, Azurite Rain, or me at Trash Panda Medium, or you can look up me, Rebecca Bowman. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people come to me skeptically and come to Rain skeptically, and they're just like, you know, whatever, I don't believe in this stuff, but I've had a bad whatever, like, I've heard you guys are good, whatever, do what you want to do. And we just start explaining things in their lives, and they're just like, how would you possibly know that? And I'm just like, because I can just see the energy come from you. And they're like, there's no way that you could know that. And I've made believers out of a lot of people because I can, like, it's just, everything is energy. Everything is energy, guys. And that's why I'm saying, like, be careful when you're on eBay or whatever, you know, looking up all these. The big thing now is cursed dolls. Like,
what about spirit boxes? Because I feel like when we talk about the Dybukk box, though, this is not just one thing in this entire world. Like, spirit boxes, you guys can go on eBay, or I think it's eBay, and type in spirit box. Spirit boxes are real, but in the form of witchcraft and witchery, the reason why we would trap a spirit in the box is because usually something malevolent, it could be going on in your house, or a lot of times some people in witchcraft will trap a spirit in the box to use for power, especially demons. They use those spirits for power to get the things that they want and need in life, which I don't do, which I don't need to do, but it is a real thing. But spirit box is a very common thing. It's not something new. But just don't go on eBay. I mean, you can go on there and search and look if you're curious, but please don't buy one and be like, oh, I bought a spirit box from eBay and now I'm going to open it.
And don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't come
you
to me
shouldn't even
after
be buying one.
I'm not gonna do that.
You can even go on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and watch all these young kids buy spirit boxes, and they literally open the box and there's shit going on in their house, and they're like, oh, what is happening? I don't know what's going on. How do we fix this? Well, it said in clear day, do not open
so as soon as you
the
open
box.
That box, that's it. Hurry. Okay, so now you got to do so much work. It's just, and it's not just spirits or trapping malevolent energy. I also believe that you can trap intent into a box. So if somebody has like malevolent intent, like if they're very evil or just want to do bad things to other people, they can literally trap that energy inside of a box to be released later. Me and Rain have talked about intent multiple times through this podcast, so I just think we're going to talk about it forever and ever until y'all get it. But intent is the most powerful energy that you can instill in anything that you have. Intent is the strongest manifestation that you can do. So when somebody intends to do something and they tend to do it with all of the energy in their body, they can get it done. So I mean, that is something that somebody can put into a box as well. So y'all need to be careful. Just be careful when you're like researching all this stuff. You want to buy some damn cursed box with like weird ass energy in it and have 10,000 cat urine peas all over your house. Dude.
Right. We don't want y'all coming back to us. Well, I mean, you could, but we don't want it. The last thing we want to be doing is coming back saying, I have a spirit box. I let the spirit out, and now I have cat pee all over my house. So we do have. We're gonna start wrapping this up.
We're almost an hour in, but you know, please subscribe to our Facebook page. Blah 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 blah. And I also just
Make sure you guys subscribe to. Oh, sorry, I'm totally over talking to you. I was gonna say, make sure you guys subscribe to our page and our
Yes, we got
Spotify
YouTube
and our
now. We have
YouTube.
now.
YouTube.
Look up Plush Magic on YouTube, and Spotify. Spotify is very important. So if you guys literally just at least follow us on Spotify and download episodes on Spotify, that is a huge help to our podcast. And we'll be able to get us sponsors and things like that so we can continue doing what we love to do and continue sharing more information with you guys. So that would be really great if you do that. Also, I did sign up for a Patreon today. Magic on Patreon, so we are available on there as well. So if you want to subscribe to there as well and become a subscriber, I'm pretty sure we're gonna do some. Yeah, donations would be very lovely. Always goes back into our business. So me and Azurite have many things, and we always give back to the community. So like we're always doing things for people. So all the donations that get sent to us go back into our business, go back into other people. So it's not like I wish we could spend it on ourselves and I would like to spend it on me, but it usually is not what happens. It just goes right back into what we're doing because we're so passionate about it. Yeah, look us up on Patreon, become a subscriber on there. We're going to have future events as well. So if you become a subscriber on Patreon and do those kind of things, we're going to have more things. I'm going to do more things on there. And then we'll have like giveaways and things like that for people, which will include medium readings and
and we're going to do monthly zodiacs on
a lot
Patreon.
of things, guys.
So,
blah. So if you're not following our page, you suck and you're missing out on a bunch of crap. That's it. That's all I'll go say.
Right.
So I'm going to leave now. I love you.
But we love
I'm going to get out of my Kia. Even though it's nice and toasty in here and I literally could fall asleep, I need to get out of here because I can't stay in my car forever. My family will I'll become an unsolved mystery if I stay in my Kia too much longer. So I'll see y'all later. We're going to go play World of Warcraft now.
Yep, we are.
Bye.
All right. We love you all, and we're out of here.